Hey man, this is Barry with Father Seekers. This is the FS 100 Challenge, number 48. Wow. Number 48, service. You're probably getting tired of people asking you to use your time for your limited time for things that are important, but that you don't have time for. I'm not talking about that sort of thing with you right now. I'm talking to you about serving the Lord Jesus in his kingdom. And there are many ways to do it. I would encourage you strongly to download the PDF. There are several pages of ideas and concepts that will help you figure out how to serve. Now, I want to give you a real quick life hack. I don't like hacks per se because it's sort of like shortcutting, but as an old carpenter, you know that shortcuts never work. They cost you money and time. But life hacking, anyway, here's a quickie on how to hack into serving. Start with where you are. Serve your wife. Serve your kids. Serve your family. It doesn't mean you do it 24/7 with everyone. With your family and your children, your wife and children, yes. But serving was a critical part of being a disciple. Here's an example of serving. When Jesus was preaching to the crowd, he fed them and the disciples served the food. That's a basic thing. But when I'm talking about service, I'm talking about understanding the responsibility that we have as disciples of Christ, as men of God, to serve one another, to consider ourselves less than others. Now, I know some people who go overboard on serving. They're addicted to the endorphins that kick in when you serve. And I will tell you, there's something about serving and loving people and helping people who are in need or people who have never been served before. It's awesome to serve people who have never been served before. I'm telling you, it's amazing, because when you think about it, when you talk about that, you see the look on their face and the effect that it has. Serving people is one of the ways that we can spread the gospel of the love of Christ by doing things for somebody that has no ability to repay you or to do for you what you did for them. That service, doing for other people what nobody else may have ever done or had the ability or time to do, but you did it. And in return, these people could never repay you with the same kind of service. You're giving because God's given to you. You're serving because God has served you by sending his son. And the Lord Jesus served his whole life and ministry. So service. Now, being a disciple, this is one of the keynote elements of being a disciple, is to serve. Because when I'm thinking about serving others, I'm thinking about placing them and their needs over your own. That's true service. The warning sign here is that there are some wolves out there that seek to be served by anybody because they're lazy or they've never been taught how to do for themselves or to serve. So you have to be mindful of that. You have to be very sensitive about that, but you also have to understand and know that serving is a huge part of the kingdom, but starting first with your wife and children. Now, again, I want to encourage you to get the PDF. There's lots of information on there. I'm looking at probably 5 or 6 pages and On there as well, there's some information about your serving gifts, about your spiritual gifts, about how to figure all that out. That'll help you in your service. But to serve, to help others who are unable to help themselves in a situation. And if you don't know how you want to serve, check with a friend or a pastor, and serving just doesn't have to be in your church. That's a great place for it. And all churches everywhere need help. They need volunteers they can count on to serve. Serve your community. Serve your neighborhood. Just start serving, but start with your family. This is Barry with Father Seekers. This is the FS 100 Challenge. Go serve.